Hi everyone, my name is Waterwitch222 and welcome to another React video. In today's React video, I'm going to be reacting to After the Fact Character vs. Power by MLP Silverquill. Go away, pop-up window, nobody likes you. Anyway, I saw this pop up and I saw a picture of Troubleshoes and one of Silverquill's OCs. I can't remember the name at the top of my head and I feel really bad for it. I'm so sorry, Silver! But yeah, I saw a character from one of Silverquill's comics just staring at each other, so I thought it would be interesting. Character versus power. Not sure what this will mean, but let's delve in and find out. Alright, volume good, and boop.
The map is summoning
Whoa, hello.
to Griffinstone.
Yeah, let's back up for a sec.
What do we need to do, Silver?
When Appaloosa's Most Wanted first aired, I got a lot of messages on DeviantArt and Twitter that Troubleshoes reminded folks of my other OC. Oh yes, this perfect manifestation of hippogriffness was not my first attempt at a pony-esque character. Not long after I got into the fandom, I envisioned a small blue pony named Clutterstep, who was the whipping colt for Murphnay's Law. If it can go wrong, it will. To him.
Well. Oh yeah, I remember this comic. Ooh. Bye-bye.
And so I want to thank everyone who mentioned the connection. Even earned a spot on TV Tropes for hilarious in hindsight. But I did feel a little sad, as show canon will always eclipse fandom content, and Troubleshoes casts a long shadow. Aww. And now that Clutter's no longer the most destructive pony in Equestria, I worried his character would be diminished. But then I said to myself, hey, aren't you forgetting some pony?
Oh my gosh, it's a paradox!
After I stopped freaking out over this time-space paradox, it led my train of thought down a winding path that highlighted the difference between a character's powers and their personality.
Yes. After the Fact Character versus Power. And they are breaking reality. That's really good. Yeah, good job everyone. Good job.
Yes, while Troubleshoes made a big impact on his surroundings, the truth is he's not the first to cause havoc. Remember a certain gray mare that caused a stir?
I just don't know what went wrong.
I just don't know what went wrong!
Oh yeah, she has a different name now thanks to unhappy events. Muffins.
Aww.
Needs more panache. I shall call her the Muffin Mare. So we have Troubleshoes, who has knocked over any number of rodeos, and the Muffin Mare. Scourge of City Hall and weddings.
Gulp.
And if you add my OC into the mix, that's 3 ponies that have the same basic shtick. But if each of them has a similar trait, does that mean that all 3 are interchangeable? Let's look at how they react. The Muffin Mare originally seemed oblivious and somewhat innocent about events.
Yep. Oops, my bad!
She didn't ignore the trouble she caused, but wasn't too broken up about it. In Slice of Life, she was more proactive in fixing the mess, but still prone to distraction.
I feel so bad about the invitations. Is there
anything that I do? Hours! Okay.
Troubleshoes, meanwhile, is chronically depressed.
My lot in life, I suppose. Scores more misfortune points for old Troubleshoes.
Poor Troubleshoes.
Typical. Wouldn't you know it, my lucky day. Figures.
Poor
but he's also willing to
give
face
him
the
a hug.
consequences once he's found his niche.
If I done wrong, I'll see to it that I take my medicine and square my accounts.
And Clutter? His current mode is to cover up insecurity with dry humor and snarky comments. When trouble hits, he tries to outrun the consequences. Guess how well that works out.
Yeah,
the thing I'm going for here is that there are plenty of ways to react to an ability or power. 3 of which include acceptance, struggle, and flight. How an individual reacts helps define their character. And that calls back to one of my points in my Celestia Celebration video. A character is not defined by her power. Whatever Celestia can or cannot do magically is not as important as how she behaves as a character.
Exactly.
Thank you, past me.
You're welcome. Oh, crime!
Oh my god,
Is that what I look like in the future? Huh, the horror.
What?
Whippersnappers. I've also quoted Terry Pratchett.
whippersnappers.
Talent just defines what you do. It doesn't define what you are. And yet, how many times have you heard that Applejack shouldn't tell a lie because she's the element of honesty? Or that Rainbow Dash shouldn't feel conflicted in a choice as the element of loyalty? Or Rarity's materialism goes against her element of generosity? Dare I say that each of the main 6 has had a moment where they failed to live up to their powers, yet they remain characters we enjoy. There's a temptation in comics, movies, and even fan fiction to focus on an individual's abilities without really looking at the character. But the problem is that powers and abilities are spectacles. They can be copied over and over. Extendable body parts, super strength, speed. When I say any of these powers, I bet a specific figure comes to mind despite the wide choice for any category. And I think that's more to do with remembering the ability in addition to the character. Just think of any bad superhero movie you've watched. Odds are the film tried to entice you with the spectacle of the power, but the characters lack personalities that could create a connection.
Wow.
We can certainly enjoy movies that feature muscle-bound archetypes or your usual trope characters, but on some level they've got to appeal to us. If you lose that, you've lost both the story and the audience. And sometimes the appeal lies not in the character's powers, but their choice in when not to use said powers.
Yes, they did see.
They saw the ugliness of violence as a solution, and it frightened them. It frightened me too when I decided to cross that line and do what you do. Luckily, I'm not you.
That's another reason I took
Yay,
issue
go
with
Superman.
Appaloosa's Most Wanted and its take on cutie marks. If a mark is meant to identify oneself, then it can't just be individual talent. After all, we've seen characters that share at least some of Pinkie Pie's abilities while still having their own personality.
Yep.
We've seen a character that's as good a flyer as Rainbow Dash, if not better, but lacking some of the qualities that made Rainbow noble. And do I even have to talk about how a recolor of Twilight became the fandom's darling?
I
Each
love
of the
Moon
main
Dancer.
six has skills that stand out in certain episodes. But the thing that keeps us coming back is because we enjoy seeing them struggle and even fail, only to rally by the end. And when we recognize these strengths and weaknesses in fiction, I think we in turn recognize them in real life. Because real people are not simply a sum total of their abilities. The attitude they bring to a task, the respect
It's
they
not
show to
about
others,
aptitude,
the
it's
quirks
the
or
way you
failings that
view.
can hinder relationships.
I love
All of this
Wicked.
is part of who we are in addition to our own skill sets. It's why some can delight in the abilities of others,
I can do this cool thing with my vocal cords where I vibrate them.
I know.
and why some can't even enjoy their own. I have infinite money and supportive friends, but I can never crack a smile.
Aw, poor Batman.
And so I encourage fans who enjoy OCs to think about their characters and how they can explore ideas about identity and growth. And there will be criticisms that might seem unfair, that people are focusing on the fact you're trying to do something non-canon, which makes folks uncomfortable. But the true challenge is to never lose sight of the character, because characters are what make a story more than just words on a page or flashy
Man,
images.
my street is very noisy
It's an element
tonight.
that makes us connect with the story on a personal level. Though for my own sake, I should probably keep Clutterstep and Troubleshoes away from— oh boy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No! Can't afford slow motion.
Kaboom! And now the universe is broken.
Well, way to go, matter and antimatter. Hope you're happy.
Figures.
Now I gotta go make a deal with the Fosticorn to fix things. Again.
Fosticorn!
Probably have to clean her metaphysical gutters or some such. Meanwhile, if you want to check out some examples of well-designed OCs with good characterization, I recommend the podcast Your OC Sucks. It's a lot nicer than it sounds. I even got to be on. I'm Silver Quill, along with Clutterstep and Troubleshoes. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Ooh, fan art!
You are my OC. Is the greatest OC. He's way
Wow,
better
this
than your
is very catchy. Yeah, and all these credits, they count in terms of copyright. I don't own any of this. This all belongs to Silver Quill. I just own my voice. And, you know, all the clips from My Little Pony are copyright of Hasbro and Superman DC Comics and all that jazz. No copyright infringement intended. And hello, Kitty. How are you?
Don't steal him from me.
Woo!
Here's a guitar solo.
But yes, that is After the Fact Character vs. Power. And thank you, Silver Quill, because you opened my eyes to some things that I didn't notice before. And even gave a friendly reminder that even if characters have awesome powers, their characters is what matters. As a wise person once said, with great power comes great responsibility. And that responsibility lies in the character and how their power is used. But yep, I'm Waterwitch 222, and thank y'all for watching. Laters, every peoples!